Your brain is the ultimate supercomputer, processing over 11 million pieces of information, not every day, not every hour, not every minute, but every single second. That is over 165 million pieces of information in just the time you've been watching this video. Here's the kicker. You're only conscious of about 40 a second. So why does this all matter for you? Over 90% of all the processing is done by your subconscious mind. When most people go about change, they're trying to go about it consciously, which means it relies on willpower, habits, studying, new routines, new years. This is why 80% of people fail to try and make a change, because they're forcing it with that 10%. What if you could tap into the other 90? How much faster could you make a change in your life? How much more power would you have? You'd be working with yourself, not against it. That's what this video's goal is. I want to show you the 3-minute subconscious mind exercise that will change your life. Every single video is life-changing. This will change your life. So before we can dive in and give you that exercise, we have to go a bit deeper into your subconscious mind. I chose 2 areas we can all relate to: love and money. I did not grow up rich by any means. There was no fund for me. We had 3 kids in the family, 1 working parent growing up. So maybe like yourself, I grew up hearing things like, money doesn't grow on trees. Love of money is the root of all evil. Money doesn't make you happy. Or worse, you see your parents, friends, family members held back by the lack of money. People fight about money. There's problems about money. There's tension around not having enough. Your subconscious mind has no filter, so it's taking in all this information around you, whether it's true or not. I'm in no way a neuroscientist, but I geek out on this stuff extensively. And when you start to look into how your brain forms beliefs and wires, there's a thing called Hebb's law. Neurons that fire together wire together. Easier way to think of this is just like in a gym, you go, you lift weights, you lift the same muscle over and over and over again, it gets stronger. It's the same thing with your belief patterns. Contrast that to when you get older and you start to realize how much money matters in life. Pull up Instagram and it's all just flexing and money. So your subconscious is like, what the heck? I thought this was bad, but now it's good. And so you have these 2 conflicting parts. One thing I started to realize is why I was struggling with money, and I've seen other people struggle with money, is not necessarily making it. That's one component and one skill set, but don't you know people, or you've heard stories in tabloids or magazines, who have and make a ton of money, but they can't hold on to it? Making money and keeping it are 2 completely different skills. And if you still have this belief that money is toxic and dirty and it's evil, of course you're not gonna have any. You're not an evil person. That's where self-sabotage starts to come in, and even if you make it, you might find a way. Easy come, easy go. It goes right back out. All of that's happening in your subconscious, whether you like it, whether you know about it or not. Now let's talk about love, the heartthrob, juicy romance. You grow up and you see love depicted in movies, in books, in Disney, in fantasies, in reality TV as being the pinnacle of success. Love cures all. Love is the only thing that matters. Love, love, love. But here comes the other hand. Your parents might have gotten divorced. I'm right there with you. My parents are divorced too. No matter what age you see that at, it can get ugly. And so your subconscious is seeing all this. Wait, I thought these 2 people were supposed to have reached the pinnacle of success, this love, but now it looks kind of bad and hurtful and ugly. Well, maybe it's just them. Let me get in a few relationships and see what this love thing's all about. I know at one point you probably felt you loved someone, and for whatever reason, the relationship doesn't work out, and the thought of being with them disgusts you or repulses you. The subconscious mind is the root of the self-sabotage mechanism. Why do all good people leave me? Why can't I attract a good relationship? Why can't I attract a good job? Why is my life the way it is right now? Chances are it has something to do with beliefs, with stories, with past experiences, with what's going on in the software. It's even what we spend an entire week on in my Metamorphic coaching program, because it's so important. We go super deep into these core stories and beliefs and subconscious mind. We even have a master level coach that you work with in week 3, one-on-one, through inner shadow shifting, a technique we kind of pioneered and tweaked, and working with thousands of people, you pick up what works and what doesn't to get to the root of these beliefs that are holding people back and self-sabotaging, not just the symptoms. The root is often different than the symptoms. You think you're conscious of what your problem is. I procrastinate, but the subconscious root of that, when you go levels down, is actually fear, because when you were a kid, something happened and it caused you to push away success. I can't attract a good guy. I need the tactics on how to and how to talk to people. Yeah, or maybe it's deeper and it's a subconscious script that when people get too close, you feel like they're gonna hurt you like that ex did and you can't get over it, so you push people away. Well, I just need to learn how to make money. If I knew how, I could do it and I could be rich. The real problem with money is not that it's evil, it's that you don't think you deserve any. Until you resolve those, they're gonna keep showing up. I'm not trying to put anyone down, but I think amateur coaches and kind of rudimentary self-improvement just talks about limiting beliefs, but they don't go deep enough. You have limiting beliefs and just tell yourself it's all good and fine and you can do it. Good message. Solid message. Delivery needs a little work because it's not just your limiting beliefs. You can tell yourself you're awesome, you're great. I'm a divine angel of the infinite universe. But have you ever heard that the truth is 3 levels deep? You never get to the root, you're just at the surface. Change ain't gonna happen. So how do you resolve the dissonance? How do you reprogram your subconscious mind for success? Lots of ways. Meditation, journaling, affirmations, visualization, therapy, coaching. So many different modalities at your fingertips. But I really want to give you something practical that you can walk away with and try for yourself. It's an exercise that consists of 5 steps. You want to write this down, but more importantly, you want to give it a shot so you can actually benefit from it. There's no risk in trying this exercise. It's free. Worst case, you hate it and you never do it again. Best case, it can actually change your life. Here we go. Step number 1 is to get comfy and breathe. You can do this sitting down, you can do this laying down, you can do this sitting on the floor in a chair, doesn't matter. Don't overthink it. What I like to do is start with a round of 4 breaths, inhaling for 4 and exhaling for 4. If you're anything like me, sometimes your days can get a little hectic. So just taking a few beats to remove yourself from that and center yourself is very important. Step 2, smell. I believe smell is so underutilized, but it's kind of a hack. Very, very strong sense that can hold a lot of memories and emotions. Point in case, you ever smell a perfume or a cologne that you knew someone used to wear and you don't see them much anymore? Grandma, coworker, you smell it, instantly brings you back to that person. You feel like they're there. That's the power of smell. So I like to light a candle. I like to burn some incense, get my hippy dippy on. Namaste, bitches. You want to use the same one so you start to associate that smell with either journaling, meditation, visualization, or this exercise. Step number 3. This is the meat of this exercise, the most important part. I want you to think about your ideal self. We call this the 2.0 version of you. How would your life look different than it is now? Get something in your mind that you want or you feel is missing or you're lacking or you want to get rid of or a change you want to make. And I know there's something in your life because you're watching this video and videos like these. The more clarity you can add to this, the better. It can be as simple as one thing. I want a different job. Great, you can work with that. I want a new relationship. Great, we can work with that. Now is probably a good time to tell you a personal story, if that's okay, about my success with this exercise and variations of it. Flashback to my mid-20s when I did this. 1.0 Clark was living in cold, gray Seattle. I was burnt out. I was in a depressive funk, you could call it. And I was ordering 3 times a day from Uber Eats. That's when you know. And now I only order it once a day. I did this exercise and I got super clear on how I wanted my life to look, the 2.0 version of me. And I meditated on that version of me 5 to 10 minutes every single morning. First thing when I woke up, I would just sit there and play it through my head over and over again. That's exactly how I want my life to be. Not in 10 years, not even in 5 years. We're talking 1 to 2 years. Something smaller, something manageable. And I listed everything down too in a journal, which I'd recommend you do. Where I wanted to live, a new relationship that I wanted, a dog, the business I wanted to run, everything. The crazy part is within a year, I had pretty much every single thing on that list. Was in a new relationship. We packed up everything from Seattle. We moved to Arizona, where we are now. Got a dog. Business just exploded. And really just feeling on fire, feeling good, feeling, not to sound douchey, but like I reinvented myself and I stepped into the 2.0 version of me. Living at the level that you always knew you could. And so that's what you have to do here. Is start small, go as big as you want, but how do you want your life to look in 12 to 18 months from now? If you had a magic wand and could wave it and it was perfect, everything went perfect, what would that version of you think, feel, act like? And just start to visualize this. And even if you don't have it perfect, that's okay. Don't let it stop you from doing this. it'll start to crystallize the more you do this, and that's actually the benefit, is it gets clearer and clearer and clearer. And if you want some help on just that little step, I'll link down below a free workshop that we actually have on this, where it's like 11 questions, and I'll guide you through how to design that 2.0 you. It's 100% free for YouTube subscribers. I'll link it in the description below. Step number 4, touch. You can incorporate touch here by one of two ways. What I've liked to do is I actually take both my hands, I'll place them over my heart, and I'll just sit there and I'll feel the presence, feel the weight, feel the depth, feel the connection to your heart and your breath. And I'll do this when I'm meditating, I'll do this when I'm seeking stillness. Second way you can do this, you can take one hand, place it over your forehead, and then your other hand, place it on the back of your brain with the other hand. So you're gonna hold this position right here, and just as you're visualizing, sending positive cues to this new version of yourself. Now these little touches act as sort of a pattern interrupt that interrupts your state of just sitting there doing nothing. It feels pretty good. You know anything about the chakra system, or you've seen our Bro Science Guide to Chakras here on this channel where we break down all of them. Up here is a center, what is known as your third eye, located around your pineal gland, right? So the spiritual explanation of this is that you're sending good vibes to that chakra center and just tapping into your inner wisdom, that third eye. Step number 5, say the name of what you want out loud. Speak it into existence. In religion, there's something called prayer. In self-improvement, there's things called affirmations. One tip here is you want to use as few words as possible, so you're not just like speaking in sentences. If the 2.0 you involves making more money, you can just say money. Even better, go deeper of what that actually represents. Freedom. Freedom. Bonus tip, you want to smile when you're doing this. Don't be so serious. Love, 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 money, money, money. Have some fun. Have a lightheartedness with it. Step number 6, I like to close out this subconscious mind exercise here with this phrase. This is my new truth and my new reality. This is my new truth and my new reality. Remember, your subconscious mind doesn't have a filter. Whatever you declare to be true, it's going to accept. Even without physical evidence, your brain's gonna tap into that confirmation bias and declare something to be true and look for evidence of why it is true. All in all, this exercise should take you around 3 to 10 minutes every single day. I like to recommend you do a challenge for yourself. I want you to do this every day for 21 days straight. Don't miss an entire day. If you do, go all the way back and start over. If you want some help on this and you're motivated to reinvent yourself, link down below to our Metamorphic Coaching Program. 10 weeks that goes way beyond the scope of this one video. Whole process start to finish. If you want to reinvent yourself, you want to work through some of these subconscious self-sabotaging blocks, one of our coaches happy to chat with you and hook you up. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time, stop settling, start living. See ya.